need to wet my whistle. Ugh. What's going on, guys? I'm Lakota from Meyer Mediums, and this is vlog number 11. It has been a wild and slightly stressful couple of weeks. As an artist and illustrator, I have been swamped with commissions, which is a blessing, and I am in no way complaining about that. But at my day job, my boss has been on a 2-week vacation, which also not complaining about. I love having both the reins in my hands and managing the store the way that I see fit. However, we hired 6 new people just before she left, and their first day on the job was the first day of her vacation. Again, no big deal. I've dealt with worse. But then we had a COVID scare, which led to the health department actually calling the store and telling me that I had to send like a quarter of my staff home to self-quarantine for 2 weeks, or until they could get tested and get their results back stating that they were negative, which led to the rest of my staff getting scared that they might get the Rona and calling out of work, which leaves me with about half my staff. On top of that, I ended up getting sick on Sunday and was scared that I might have the coronavirus. Turns out it was just a sinus infection, nothing to worry about, but I've been drugged down, and then today at work, I threw out my back. It's been a mess, and it's left my management crew feeling about as run down as this van that pulled in to donate the other day. Someone's driving this. That is insanity. Funny thing was, we didn't even see the driver at first, so we thought that somebody had just dumped a whole vehicle in our donation area. But no, turns out that's just his cruising getup. He is actually factually driving this. And he was just chilling out under our donation awning to get out of the sun. It's wild because I thought that was a one-time drive. Like he was a last-ditch effort to get his donations to a store and he would never drive that again. Not true. My wife saw it at Walmart, and then I saw it on the road. It passed a cop, and the cop did not pull him over. As it would turn out, one of my employees actually knows this guy, and apparently he has been driving this van for weeks, and he had been pulled over once for speeding. Sir, do you know why I pulled you over? Honest to God, officer, I have no idea. It could be any number of things at this point. Is it the fact that I don't have a single door on this vehicle, or mirrors, or a windshield? Possibly the entire meth lab in the back of this thing? No. You were going 20 over. Here's a warning. Make sure to watch your speed. Could you imagine if a black guy got pulled over driving that thing? Hello, officer. Yes. Sir, I'm gonna need you to step out of the car. I realize I was going a little fast, and I apologize for that. I just need to get this van up to... I need backup. Officer down. Officer down. A speeding ticket. I have been pulled over for having my license plate light out and given a ticket. I digress. Ugh. What else has happened this week? I've been studying illustration techniques lately. I really want to get a comic series going, and while I can draw monsters and robots all day long, I really struggle with the human form, particularly cartoon figures and faces. Apparently, if it doesn't have 7 arms and drip goo from somewhere, I have a hard time bringing it to life on paper. So I figured, why not actually apply myself and start learning some techniques, because who doesn't want to add more stuff to their bag of tricks? And also, not everybody wants to commission a 7-armed goo goblin. I've always enjoyed the look of classic traditional animation like Disney or Hanna-Barbera, but there's one style that has always hit me different. I love it, and it is the Spumco style of animation and illustration. I grew up in the 90s with Nickelodeon being my main cartoon pusher, and the show that introduced me to the Spumco style was, of course, Ren and Stimpy. Now, my parents had seen this show and deemed it inappropriate.
So, nipples, huh?
I wonder why. which I think added to the magic of the show because I had to sneak about to watch it. It was like a forbidden fruit, but I love the style of Spumco because it's like Hanna-Barbera, but a completely untamed version. The men were overly manly, the women were overly voluptuous, the grossness and injuries were graphic, but the thing I love most of all were the shockingly grotesque close-up shots. And I don't know if they're the first people to do that, but I'm really glad that newer shows like SpongeBob and Flapjack and even Adventure Time have carried on that tradition because it just adds so much to the show. It's a shame that John Kricfalusi, the creator of the show, turned out to be a giant pedophile because part of me wants to say, John K is one of my heroes. And then the other part of me is like, dude had 2 live-in girlfriends under the age of 17 while he was in his 40s. Don't meet your heroes. They might molest you. To be honest, I think it's kind of crazy how tame kids' entertainment has become since I've been an adult. Maybe tame's not the word, but it's not as dark. Another one of my favorite animation studios when I was growing up was Don Bluth Studios. They were the people responsible for Land Before Time, Secret of Nim, All Dogs Go to Heaven, American Tail, etc., etc. Don Bluth got his start at Disney, but in 1979, he decided to set out and make his own company. And their work had a very Disney design to it, but although Disney had its fair share of dark scenes, Mr. Bluth took it to the next level. Anyone remember Charlie's Hell Dream in All Dogs Go to Heaven? Of course you do! It was traumatizing. I think the Don Bluth scene that got me the most though, because I was such a little kid when I saw it, but it was the scene where Sharptooth fights Littlefoot's mom in Land Before Time. Specifically the scene where you see the T-Rex like rend flesh from the mom's back and then she dies. But Bluth's character design was great. The movies were great, and like I said, it was so much like Disney, but it had this raw, lowbrow quality to it. Probably because he didn't have as much money or as many animators as Disney. But yeah, I really love the way that he went about things. I could talk all day about the dark things that were put in plain sight in kid movies from the 90s, like Secret of Nim. Probably wouldn't have made it past the censors without a PG-13 rating if it came out nowadays. The Brave Little Toaster had some nightmarish scenes in it, but there's one movie that came out in the 90s that for some reason not a lot of people talk about, and I don't know why because it's a really good movie, and that's a Goofy movie. But there is one thing in there, one sneaky little thing that they slid in that always struck me funny. Even as a kid, I thought it was weird, but Goofy is a widower. When did that become Disney canon? Like, I find it funny that you've got these other successful Disney characters, like the figureheads of Disney. You got Donald Duck and he's got Daisy. You got Minnie Mouse, he's got Minnie. But then you've got this poor schlub Goofy who is a single dad and doesn't have anybody. Like, I have fun trying to imagine the writing room for that movie, because you know there's like this one executive who just got done doing a fat rail off of his desk that was paid for by the dreams and laughter of children, and he's like, Goofy, he's the silly one, right? Make his wife dead. Don't say how it happened, but kind of imply that it was during childbirth. I really want to see the dark R-rated prequel to a Goofy movie. A grieving single dad with a new baby at home, barely making it, has to work 2 jobs, a powerful addiction to uppers because he's got to make it through the night shift at the toy factory. A scene where he's opening up to that fat bulldog bear hybrid frenemy of his next door. Gosh, Pete, I don't know if I can keep going. I'm dog tired. I can't keep enough formula in the house. The baby just cries all the time. Sometimes I just want to yuck and kill myself. Well, that's all I got, folks. As I said in the beginning of the video, I am wanting to get a comic series started. On top of that, I want to get a merch line started. I'm working towards both of those goals. And another goal I'm working towards is getting 300 subscribers by the end of August, and I'm looking at the monitor, not the camera lens. That's not how you get 300 subscribers. So like, if I've retained your attention to the end of this video, you might as well subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button. and join me every Monday and sporadically throughout the week when I feel like posting, but always on Monday. Always on Monday, there will be a video for you, the viewer. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And also leave me a comment and tell me what your favorite animation studios were from your childhood, or your favorite movie or show. Doesn't matter. Comment something, because more interaction boosts my my searchability in the YouTube algorithm. No, I do want to hear from you, because I like talking to people through the internet mostly. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. You're awesome. I'll see you in the next video. Actually, I won't. You'll see me in the next video, because I can't see. I'm done. All right. Good night.